Welcome back to another live trading session. Traders. Hope that you had an enjoyable trading day starting in the very beginning of the trading session here. We are looking at few entries today as well after yesterday's successful move. Let's look at the market to see that what kind of trading opportunity we may have today here in this market. I'm waiting for the majority of the members to show up. Welcome and hello, hi sir, welcome back to another live trading session. Welcome. Good morning. Hi sir, my daily time frame TP is 3940. Thought on it can be we get there this week. Thank you. Welcome. Okay. Yeah, thank you for your feedback, and let's look at we'll be looking at overall market trend direction first of all, and also we will be reviewing our previous trade that we have opened was a successful entry, and I'm looking at here for more entries today here. We'll be looking at XAUUSD, oil also showing upside bias, USD USD CAD is in a downtrend, so we can see that on, if you look at that, British pound US dollar, euro dollar is sideways, gold is here. This is a little different price action on one than the one with the other broker, so you always need to look at both time frames. So the market structure here shows that it's currently in a downtrend, and especially if you look at the 4-hour chart. Okay, we will be first of all going to do a complete multi. Good morning, great people, thank you. So we will be looking at first of all that multiple time frame analysis. So if you look at that here, looking at the daily chart, from the daily time frame, this is the daily price action where a series of lower high that you can see off this level. This is the daily market structure, right? So with this daily market structure that you can see, and I'm looking at this daily trend. So for those who ask about the daily, my daily TP is 3940. So let me put that level on, and so this is your daily TP. That means at that level, at this bottom level. Okay, so let's see that weekly. Now, as we discussed yesterday, that weekly price action, it open with a gap, and with this gap open from the weekly, the market has shown that initial drop. Now, weekly price action shows a very clear picture here in this market that you can see off this level, and with this break below from the weekly that you can see on gold shows that the market structure potentially weekly to remain potentially here for the longer term picture in a, if you look at that downtrend. And from the daily that you can see also long week, and you could see the market too, but we are looking at the higher time frame. Also we'll be looking at the lower time frame. Good afternoon, thank you very much, Mani. Okay, so what you can see that overall here with these multiple time frame analysis, the market structure is showing that this is in a sharply in a downtrend. But one thing that we see the bigger picture downtrend, but we still can expect a potential pullback here. Okay, so if you look at this is um, the intraday or the 4-hour pullback that you can see here in this market. So now the 1-hour move, okay, so you see that here. I'm going to the 15 minutes chart is quite interesting. So on the 15 minutes, we can see that it has consolidation. At the moment, 1 hour is just new candle has opened in 15 minutes and start to drop back below. So it's a sharply falling market. And okay, so going to this lower time frame, the 15 minutes candlestick pattern that you can see here, there is a, if you look at that, a clean downtrend pullback in the market, now creating series of lower high and lower low. But in this zone, if you closely look at what you can see, that there is a slowdown, okay, slowdown of this downtrend at this order block here. This is where the news candle that started this move. Now if you look at that overall, okay, the market still can go for another breakup structure because there is still liquidity above, and therefore we'll be waiting to see a clean move in the market before we look at any entry here. Going to the 5-minute chart, as we trade on the lower time frame, I'll be looking at a smaller zone. Okay, now here what you can see here, this is the current this is the level that you would like to see potentially to break. Okay, so the overall trend in the market is in downtrend that you can see. We'll be waiting for this market to break the overall key level, so a little sideways. Okay, and in this kind of sideway market, sometimes it's hard to find clear entry signal, so we will be waiting for the full confirmation of the market structure. At the moment, this consolidation zone that you can see needs to break above for us to be able to enter. Yeah, so we'll, because if you enter along this consolidation, you might see more candle moving in a sideway, and that might take you out of the trade. Okay, so we'll be waiting for this consolidation to break above. Okay, and if we see the successful break above along this area, we'll be looking for entry. But the market still can go down from here, and in that case we might even miss a trade. Let's see that if the market, if you look at it from here without going back above with a stronger volume, and we'll be looking at now the technical and fundamental, if the volume comes strong, still the market can break below here and can continue to drop. But as I think one of your members said that you want to look for the daily support, yes, I think if the market goes if the market gain enough liquidity, it is possible to break daily low or even can go further lower. Okay, I would say that this move on the weekly, we are still in the beginning side of the weekly, right? So today is Wednesday, so we are in the middle of the week. Okay, and it's still Wednesday, full day remaining, so the market shows bearish. And I think that this week, 3940 cross or touch is not impossible. So therefore, and but it's not gonna directly coming down here 3940. There will be breakup structure, there will be upside. So entering the right zone is the key. So at the moment the market in a sideway. So let's look at here also the sentiment, because when you see the breaking news, sometimes the market really moves a lot. And in the meantime also I will be looking at WTI. If you look at the oil was moving yesterday, and we can see that oil is bullish. If you look at that, oil price also showing that in that area potentially upside here in this zone. So you look at the daily chart, gap open, and with this gap open there is a weak fill here at the moment, and also there is another gap open here in this area that you can see on WTI, which shows that the market to here maintain its uptrend. And WTI, when you look at the multiple currency pairs across, we can have broader understanding of the market. That's what the real analysis. Okay, look at many of the pairs, so you have a general overview of the market structure, and then you can take the trade accordingly. So if you look at here WTI, there you can see the market, there is a stronger upside bias. So WTI might go here, or I think that fill that gap can happen. So WTI shows upside. And if we look at the dollar index, which is to look at to see that overall market direction. So you can see the dollar index yesterday there was a break below. Now for those who were with me in the yesterday's analysis, this is what we discussed that about the dollar index. And this is the Friday's candle. There's a pin bar, the market has gone up, drop back down, and if you look at that, the market is almost in a potentially in a range. But what you can see that from the daily, at the end of the day, there was a long wick created here that you can see. Okay, so that long wick that you can see on DXY shows that buying pressure is still there. So the chances for the DXY to therefore remain upside is higher. So you can see that this is an upside bias and can continue to rise here back above in this market to create a new higher high. So here is the drop, and we could see double bottom, and the market can continue to rise here back above. Okay, so here is, you can see that there is a crossover of both 10 and 20 MA, and we can see the market to have, if you look at that, reaction back above. Okay, so you could see that continuation of this market structure on DXY. So with that said, this is a triple bottom here on DXY, shows upside. So therefore from all of that we can see that XAUUSD potentially to remain here bearish. Going back to the 15 minutes and the lower time frame, we can see this is a trending. This only if we look at this 15 minutes candlestick pattern, it is, yeah, it's a downtrending price action here at this level that you can see. So whenever the market is going up, getting rejection. Okay, we might find short-term sell, as you know that we trade on 1 minute. So getting a good move, I will not be hesitant to take even 60 pip, 50 pip, 100 pip, doesn't matter, as long as we can have a proper risk management and right entry point. So we see that downtrend continuation of this market here, and okay, so here if you look at that, the market to show its this is the 4 hour, and we still have 2 hours now. Currently the sessions high is at this level that you can see, and of this level the market structure potentially to maintain its direction. And I'm looking at to here to see that. So you see there is one single move. It already has dropped quite a few peep of this level that you can see from here, almost 40 peep drop. Now again, looking at the daily, we can see the market shows that it's currently in a falling market. The lower time frame, quite a few candlestick pattern has formed along this way. So if you look at that overall market here, showing these to be in a sharply pretty downside here that you can see. Patience is key, as I mentioned. Sometimes you need to let some trade just to pass by, but whenever it appears, it's gonna give you good move. This is a it's like a long consolidation, and the market has started to move off that. Is there a delay in your feed to YouTube video by 10 seconds? Good morning. Yeah, there are a few seconds delay. I think it shouldn't be 10 seconds, 2 to 3 seconds max. I'm using ultra latent, but I don't think more than 2 to 3 seconds. 10 seconds, have to look at it. There will be always 3 seconds delay. Even the speed of light will take few seconds, right? I notice in my own chart. Okay, so uh, there might be also, depending on your internet connection. Also, if the internet connection is little slower, it might take some buffering time. That might go little slower. So the market now, bottom of this channel. So you're not going to look at entry on a bottom of the channel, but we'll be looking at entry on breakup structure. So you can see that here. So with this candle close, we might see even further lower, but it came to a crucial level. So the daily level, the previous daily low is at this. This is the daily support 4001. Okay, so this is what you can target if we can successfully enter. And also the daily high at this. So today's trading zone is from this to this here, up to here, until it reached there. I'm ready for an entry anytime. Hello, welcome. Good afternoon. Consolidation. Okay, is there a delay? Okay. Good morning. Iran's army says they will respond to US attacks. Okay, we will be looking at what is currently on our fundamental as well. So after yesterday's CPI, that you can see there has been some pullback, and now today coming up again another high impact news, PPI, right? So with PPI is also the same as the CPI, so there will be some volatility, and also the same thing today also will be Kevin Walsh will testify here with dollar index. So that said, another volatile day. Okay, and I would say that today, tomorrow, after tomorrow, these 3 days gonna be very, very strongly moving market. Is because few factors here. Okay, as both of these we see that there is high impact, and also we are progressing towards the end of the week. So, and if we look at the sentiment here, because you see that oil price, and if you looked at, we discuss our previous quite a few analysis, that basically Iran war is bearish for gold, and it shows over and over again, right? So now if you look at that, where gold is, I'm ready, thank you, gold is like why metal this time, you can see that it's bearish, okay, over time. But with the Iran war, we saw that there was a strong downtrend, okay, on gold. Now that said, this is an added confluence that we can look at in our entry, okay. Added confluence, looking at in our entry will give us better understanding of our trading decision, okay. So let's see that what is current sentiment in the market, okay. So Iran's army says they will respond to US Iraq, okay. So this name, okay, this is just recently came, so it's also orange folder. So just after the red folder, so that's a sign of further escalation, right? So if there is a sign of further escalation, we could see that potentially still you see that this move. Now that's why I look at, guys, on news. You see that this is new way to look at the market from sentiment perspective. And oil, this data has come 29 minutes ago, right? See that how many candle on. This is a 5 minute chart on oil. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Okay, around 50 minutes. So when this info is about to arrive, oil prices start to pick up. It's a clearly reflection in the market. That's why I look at that. And when one instrument respond to those high impact news, also it directly influence with other instruments as well, such as on gold. So gold, you can see there is a bearish engulfer has created. We're looking at that. Now the next one is Trump Iran strikes will continue until he says enough objective are now completed. So that means from both sides, what do you see that there is a significant potential for escalation on Iran war. So Fetcher was condemn inflation while dodging on hikes. So this is a, I think, very important point. Is this hike or results? So there is no indication. So were sidestepped questions about whether the Fed would rise rates or even the lawmakers pressed him. Okay. So it is like there is no clear indication that either there will be rate hike or no, because the rate decision is the primary indicator of the market movement. Okay. Usually rate hikes might create gold bullish, and we could say that gold dollar index bullish, and gold might makes this downtrending move here. So you can see here at the moment on the lower time frame that we can see it's still trending down. So few stronger rejection that you can see in the market on gold. Now going to our further analysis, before you take any trade, better to always stay informed. US dollar slips, gold bulls are not out of the woods. They are most likely to break, giving about 1 million. CENTCOM confirmed the completion of additional strike against Iran conducted. So CENTCOM confirmed the completion of additional strikes against Iran conducted at 10 p.m. ET July 14. Okay, so there is both sides. So this is especially the war news is significant in trading. The next oil rally may depend on China, not the Middle East. China slowdown worse than expected on weak domestic demand. ECB has no secondary effect. Okay, so you're seeing that there is, if you look at that overall, the sentiment especially is bearish for gold. Okay, so looking at here for potential sell entry on gold. Now patience is key. There will be a lot of trade will move along the way. Oil in range, gold go up, silver same. Okay. Now you can see that this is a one single move on the 15 minutes to the downside, and with crossing both 10 and 20 MA. It's a clean downtrend here at the moment. On the lower time frame, we'll see that how far it goes. Based on that, we can look at that entry. Okay, so the price has entirely dropped. Now what we can see from here, clean drop. Okay, and okay, okay, guys, ready? Just looking at any other factors that you need to look at. All right, so here the market trends, and we are seeing that significant movement, which could lead that price here back to this support area. Looking for this movement of this. Okay, going back here above, and so the market below this structure level, and looking for the right entry. So here is the current, if we see now, this is currently established so far. This is the daily support. Okay, daily support at here. So I would like to delete this level. So daily support is here, and with this daily support 4022, the target price is 4002. Suitable entry or breakout structure can give us an entry opportunity here in this market. So I'm ready for any time entry, but I'm still not entering. We might go for short entry once we can see the price action confirmation, but I'm still not getting the right signal. So patience is key, as I mentioned here. Once we see that confirmed move, because the market is at the bottom of this channel, because it's falling not directly one line but in a channel. So when the market fall in a channel, usually after becoming below, it goes up again, come back down like that. So if this is a breakout from the channel, yeah, it could go. So if you look at from this support, this is an order block as well here at this level. Okay, so if this market goes, it can break this or break that, break the order block along this area, and can continue to drop. So I'm going to look at sell entry here. Come on. So I'm late entry, but I'm on this here. So I'll be setting my profit target below. So I'm opening short here, little late entry, but have entered. And so entry price here at 4022, 22.54. So stop loss 4029.45, and profit level that will be I'm setting at 4003, but you might change 3.38. So that's current entry on XAUUSD. It's a very tight criteria. You know that there might be here some pullback deeper. So it's which is only 68 to 70 pip stop loss here. They're expecting the market to have that rejection. If it breaks out again, because the stop loss is tight, we can re-enter. We can do the re-entry again. If it breaks successfully back below, we could see the market to drop again down below to the support area. And if you look at that, there's a candle close coming. So the 15 minutes market structure, we see that there is a break below. Now So getting some reaction of this level, and we this is, see, there is a rejection of this price, and we can expect it to have that reaction back below to this support area here for this movement. Okay, back to back to strong rejection of this. 5 minutes here. So we are on a trade, very tight stop losses. You can see it's for gold is very small stop loss. Now, so a deeper drop, pullback, liquidity sweep at this level, expecting it to have potential drop down below. So if you look at this green candle on the 15 minutes, closing below, it's showing that there is still downtrend continuation. So a big drop, pullback. If this, this 15 minutes can not going crazily upside, usually the market structure remain here down in this situation. In that case, if you look at, this is a structure channel, breaking from the channel can bring that market back to this daily support area. So you have opened 3 to 1, nearly to 2.7 to 2.821 risk reward. So open that sell here at that level, which is running in the moment, and okay. So with this back to back to liquidity, so I'm expecting it to drop down here to this support, which is going to be 190 pip if successfully move down below. It's another breakup structure. London open. So yeah, just London, you're getting some volume with the London opening, which is, if you look at that, opening volume is always effective because that's where most of the volume comes. I think our stop loss become too tight here. getting reaction of that level, and patience and continuation. Thanks for joining here, guys. Hope that you have an enjoyable trading day. Make sure you like this stream and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Now, as you know that we have updated our website where you can now experience all your trading ideas, all your courses, premium trading group, indicators, premium tools, and everything. Okay, so this week we have given the full discounted coupon with 100%. I'm sharing with you now. You can directly join via the website. So I've shared to you all the details. You can now just navigate to the site and apply that coupon to get into the premium. This is a lifetime opportunity, and you can have access to the dashboard for the lifetime, get access to all the premium education, premium trading tools, premium strategies, as well as the premium signals that I'm sharing in the group, along with all those trades that I'm opening here. And also there is mentorship available, one-on-one guidance based on your if you need it. If you're a beginner, there's always a guide, and that's gonna change how you trade the market. As soon as you begin, you're gonna see definitely a big difference in your trading. Now here the market shows this directional bias, and we are looking to see that the market to potentially hit that low here. We see that there is a series of lower high, and okay, so as we mentioned that 15 minutes close, and the market shows that there is a potential for trend continuation, and we are on this one here. I'm running a little profit. We're looking to see that holding for the potentially full. If you look at the daily here, that you can see the market from the daily has shown bearish bias, and that can create the market to melt down back below, as there was initially significant liquidity sweep in this market previously. Okay, getting reaction, which is a good sign of potential move. So that said, the market shows some bias here. You're looking for this movement. Okay, cool. Getting down. So it's showing that so far broken back below here at this level, and so the 15 minutes closed here, and with the 1 hour candle close, there is a fair value gap here that you can see. If the market successfully breaks below here, that can take up to 3983 potential for the bigger move. It needs to break below successfully after this obstacle here. So here the market shows that okay, here there might be liquidity grab here. So usually in the beginning of the candles, life, when the market does, it more often comes back again. So it might now try to break this, but I think that if it breaks this here, you can anytime re-enter. 30 minutes, almost double doji on the 30 minutes. So usually the market, when drops, it creates this kind of breakout structure. And what is happening with the current sentiment? Iran's army says they will respond to US attacks. So that, just giving a double check here on the market sentiment, which shows that if you look at the daily, and the daily price action is significantly bearish after this big drop here, and chances for the market to continue to come back to the support. However, if we see the deeper pullback, that can happen. So you look at the 30 minutes, after dropping here, it bounced back again to retest this high. So if you look at, this is a dynamic level of resistance. Breaking here, you have some space here, can trigger liquidity if it requires. Otherwise, we might see that continuation. However, if in case, breaking entirely above, then this is the level that you will be look for sale again. At the moment, the market structure is still bearish, so you still can hold on to that. And yeah, so we see that there are some imbalance has created. Thank you. Okay, of this, would like to see there is a bearish market structure. You can see it's being formed here. I would like to see that continuation of this movement, along with, if you look at that overall um, direction is still bias. If you're giving 100% discount, does that mean it's free? This week, yes, you guys can get it. We have updated all the things that previously had. So for those who are already existing, you can get it. For the news this week, yeah, you can get it completely free for lifetime before it gets fully expired, and then it's gonna go back to the normal. So here we trading since 2021, and we have a big community, and I would like to say that all the members are up to date with all the uh, tools and strategies that we have, that we are trading from very beginning. And there are many things also under development. That's good. Thank you very much. Okay, here at the level that currently the market is on the 30 minutes resistance level, which is also another candle close coming. So with this long week candlestick pattern that you can see of this level, a few from here, few narrow price action has formed at this level, and from that zone that you can look at the market structure to maintain its bearish bias. Now you can see there is a trend line here at the moment at this level, and that trend line is what you can see breaking above can create that, again, liquidity sweep. And what I think that might bring that market straight back if we see successful break below. However, if it goes up, there is an order block here, then we can look for another entry. But I'm still with that trade is most likely to break below. Okay, in the meantime, if you haven't liked this stream, make sure you do so, and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Press the notification bell so you are not missing any of the content that we are posting every day. Okay, here that shows so far from this level, I think it might grab liquidity at the top before it breaks below. And if we see 30 minutes closing like this as a doji, still we have a possibility to break below. Okay, so 30 minutes closing as a doji. Okay, we have a very tight stop losses, you know that. So it's only gold 69 pip, but if it goes up, and probably it gonna catch the order block again, then we'll be re-entry from the order block. But I'm still expecting it to break below. This is a strongly downtrending market, so therefore we still can expect a rejection from here. Okay, so there is a, if you look at, this is an extended leg here from this resistance level, and that extended leg can trigger liquidity. Good morning. And with this movement that you can see with a long wick price action here, okay, so this is a one single move back to the upside. might try to break above. So this is a from here, it's moving up to this level, can break this trend line, that can create that pressure. Okay, we might need to exit this trade. Okay, I'm out, and we'll be looking to see further move. If you look at the 5 minutes chart, I would like to delete a minus 69 pip on this. So if you look at the 5 minutes, that you can see it is just one single move now at the moment, and the market is moving to another important area of value. So you can see there is a trend line here at the moment. This is an order block. Okay, so you could see also this is 4-hour resistance here. Therefore 4034 is another potential level for us to look for entry. What you're seeing, just welcome. I'm saying, and for now I'm going to exit, sir. Okay, yeah, wait, we'll be looking to see. If you look at this move, it's a good move coming potentially, because this is a falling market and the price in a very critical level. I'll not be surprised to see that reversing very soon here. This is a very critical level, so would like to see one more attempt back to the upside, and because this is an extended, this is an overextension to the upside here. Soon I will be looking to open sell. So we just touch the order block. So if you look at here, that you can see the market, there's a breakup structure, and this is a breakup structure for this uptrend. You have not entered this because it's a major trend here is bearish. So for this move, will not be entering because the market can reverse at any point in time. If you look at it, extended below, and it's a one single move in this lower time frame, and so we look at the buyers not getting bigger bullish volume here. So I'm going to open sell entry again at this level for this market. potentially for another entry. So for sell entry here that I'm opening, my stop loss will be mentioning here. So the entry here will be 4026.95. Stop level you're putting at 4036.11, and profit level is 4001.24. So that's my current trade setup here for another sell of this market. And depending on your entry, I'm at this level here. So I set my TP at 4001.24. It's my TP level. And if you look at the 1 hour, then you can see this is the 1 hour price action, which is nearly to candle close. And okay, so this is a sharply downtrending market. We have traded the trend nearly to 3 times profit target on this one. If successfully move back below, we'll be able to take the potential full move to the daily support area. So here with this trade, we have 89 pip stop loss here. So there's double top. So we have looked at this level here to see that overall move, and the trend is the key. Okay, so this is also overextension. Once you see the market fail to create a higher high, there's a gap left here, and you could see the entire continuation. So in a trade, um yeah, I'm on a trade. I'm on a sell trade of this. So if you look at that, so lower time frame order block that you can see at that level, and so the trade takes little time to fully go to in one direction. So is there any current development with the breaking news that you can see? Here we have what we discussed so far. So therefore overall trend direction here on gold that we are looking at, which is still in the main direction. So there was a break here and then reverse. So because the flow is stronger, so it broke this trend line and then bounce back to the upside. Now at the moment you can see that the market has reached this zone where there is an order block, and once we see the volume enough, that could bring that market back again below, waiting for this. So this is the trend line here that you can see of this. So with this 1 hour close that you can see at this level, which is from here at any point you could see that trend to break this one because it's a downtrend, and once it successfully breaks you could see straight coming below. This is what high probability. Another possible scenario that entirely breaking this, going above here and then coming down. So at this point, if you look at that, we just opened this trade, the second one, and I will keep holding on to that. If there's any update, also I'm sharing in the group and also in the channel in few hours. So we'll come on live again to in our next session. This trade will continue and I'll keep holding it. If you haven't managed the risks, that I highly encourage you to manage the risks. I have only taken a smaller risk of 0.5% only, so which is the best way to trade on a larger account and a different strategy depending on where you are trading. There is 1 hour bearish FBG might test here. If it goes up to test the bearish FBG, that which can happen, but in that case we can, if you look at our stop loss above this high, if it goes up to test that kind of, then you could see that going passing 4041 even higher. So okay, so you can see that it has broken this at the moment, the trend line. So 4 hour has moved here back. Now from 15 minutes that you can see there isn't any pullback in this move. So and also there is another kind of close coming on the 15 minutes. It almost reached the previous liquidity zone here. Now at the hourly candle closed, it was I think they just very this 1 hour candle doesn't make any structural sense to me, but we can see that it has created now of this. It almost reached that 4 hour resistance. Okay, we see that reversal from this top. How far we could see? There is 1 hour bearish FBG. It might test price uptrend. 1 hour OBG may try it. It's if you look at the 1 hour, this is a very strongly downtrending market. Usually, in this kind of downtrend, the market doesn't have such a strong rejection even before breaking the support. So the support is here. The market didn't reach the support. So therefore, we very highly likely could see the drop again because the market didn't break the support, and the news candle start from here. it didn't test the news candle. Usually when the market, where is the news candle, we tested the news candle, but the whole move started from here. So yeah, this is the news candle move that the previous day started. This is the news candle move, but still we are on a zone where, see where it is heading. Might try to break above as well, but anyway. We're looking at here for the 15 minutes move was without any pullback from here. Okay, so I'm on it to see that where the market is going at this time. The VARS has reached the session's high, and breaking above this can trigger again liquidity above 0.4035. It almost hit that order block, exactly to that. And usually the market reverse with the full order block retest. So the market is at the top, right? And for those who have not in this trade, that I would say that, still we can look for sell. Still for me, sell entry, even with 130 pip stop loss, still it's a possible downside movement here. Now, depending on if If the market reverse here from this, it's very unusual will be, because it's sharply falling. And daily chart, that if you look at from the daily, from this level the market has created the low already at this level, and we look forward to see that entry. So that's it, guys. And just a matter of 3 hours, I will be coming on live again. This trade will be running either full TP or full SL. And if any trade that I'm also opening, going to share in the group and also with analysis in the channel. You can stay connected by subscribing to the channel and also press the notification bell so you're not missing any of the content that I'm posting every day. That being said, thanks for joining here, and I'll see you again very soon, shortly after, with another live session. And if you are late today, that's fine. You can watch the session by going back to it. We are on the second trade, and I will be holding on to this trade. And my plan here, that if this trade successfully coming back below, then we will hold. If it goes back again for another manipulation, then probably above this level we'll see the price action for further continuation of this market. I will keep remain bearish throughout the day. This is a downtrending market, so the overall bias is still bearish, and breaking above this high, going to the FBG also can trigger selling liquidity. That said, thanks for joining, traders, and I'll see you again with next live will coming in 3 hours time.